Hey guys! Today's video is a special one because I'm doing a giveaway here on YouTube. I am once again collaborating with the Ohuhu brand, and they have kindly offered to send a set of Waikiki acrylic paint markers to one special person who will be randomly selected as the winner of the giveaway. The Ohuhu brand sent me a set of Waikiki acrylic markers to try out, so I'm looking forward to opening them up with you guys and testing them out for the first time. Just as I have done on other occasions, I will paint something with these acrylic markers and I'll use the painting to make paper quilling art on top of it. So stick around to see how these markers work, and at the end of my video I will share the rules for entering the giveaway. It is open worldwide, so don't miss such a chance at winning a set of these markers. One of my first impressions of this marker set is that they are in a box, unlike the other ones I've received from Ohuhu before. The box opens up at the top, as you can see, and it has a magnetic lid. I personally think that this is a great feature, so that if you move the box around, the markers won't fall out if you're not careful. This set contains 36 acrylic markers, and each of them has a color code right at the top on the cap, as you can see, so that definitely helps in finding out which color you want to pick out. By the way, on the back of the box, you can see each color and its code. So I'm gonna tell you a few features of these markers. One of the important ones, for me anyway, is that they have a brush tip, so you can make thin and thick lines with them. I find this very helpful, and the brush tip is flexible, making it easier to paint with them. Another feature is that they are pump markers, meaning that you have to press and hold the back top of the marker so that the paint will flow and saturate the tip of the marker. There's a small transparent lid on the top of the marker at the back, and you need to first remove it and then shake the marker and press on it until you see that the paint is starting to saturate the brush tip. At this step, I have to admit that I had a little bit of a difficulty pressing on the markers because I have muscle problems with the muscles in my hands and fingers, so I got pretty tired pressing on each marker one after another to get the paint flowing to saturate the brush tip because I wanted to do a color swatch. But after this initial step, I noticed that most of the markers still retain paint on the brush tip even after a few days, without needing to pump them again. And in any case, I think that this might not actually be an issue with the average person who doesn't have muscle problems. I've definitely enjoyed painting with them. The set of markers comes with two cardstock papers, a white one and a black one, on which you can do a color swatch and see how each color looks. I have to say here that I found these acrylic colors very pretty after doing the color swatch, and I even have some favorite ones already. One of them is the olive green. I love this color of paint. For me, it's important to do the color swatch because I have noticed that afterwards, I always go back to these cardstock papers when I want to choose the colors I'm gonna paint with. One other aspect about the markers is that you can paint light colors on top of dark colors because they are acrylic paint markers, and this allows you to use them in that way. So I decided to make a painting over which I would make paper quilling art later on, and I chose a few colors to work with. For the first time in my paper quilling art journey, I cut out a page from an old book I had, and I glued it on cardstock paper in order to paint over it and use it for paper quilling. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Then I searched for some field flowers I could paint, and I started my painting. I was a little bit scared about how it would turn out. I don't really enjoy painting on camera, but I just tried my best. I started with painting some flowers called Greater Celandine. They have big leaves, jagged at the edges, with small yellow flowers. I had to go over the leaves and flowers with a few layers of paint so that the writing underneath would not be visible anymore. And I was pretty impressed with how the thin paper held up with all the layers of paint on top. The colors pop more when you add more layers. Then I also painted other leaves and flowers. I tried to paint blue cornflowers and some small purple flowers because you are likely to find some type of small purple flowers in open fields. I wanted my painting to resemble a scene from an open field of flowers where flowers and plants just grow freely, sometimes looking chaotic but beautiful. At the end, I also added some red flowers for a pop of color. And I went over the entire painting with a few layers of paint. This is how my painting turned out in the end. Like I mentioned earlier, I was very impressed with how the paper held up under all the layers of paint. I enjoyed working on this painting and I look forward to showing you how I did the paper quilling art on top of this painting in my next video. So be sure to keep an eye out for that video. It was surprisingly not that difficult to make the paper quilling art. And since summer is right around the corner, I think this would be a perfect art project to try your hand at. Now, the moment you have probably been waiting for this entire video has finally arrived. Here are the rules for entering the giveaway. Thank you very much to Ohuhu for offering this giveaway prize and for sponsoring this video. Also, thank you very much to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for your support of my work. I really appreciate it.